I played from early launch, quit in early cata. I remember when I quit in early cata too. Do you reckon now would be a good time to come back to the game? I mean, like, in terms of content cadence happening, it's not been this good in years.
Yes, very much.
Yeah, it's like,
Definitely.
there's not the most, like, swirling positive sensibility around it, just because I think, like, the story hasn't, like, turbo grabbed, like, it's been good quality. Maybe it's like what you're saying with the FF14 MSQ. It's, like, good quality, but it hasn't grabbed people.
Yeah.
So I think, like, some of that has happened. But, like, the class changes are coming in thick and fast. Lots of stuff's really fun to play. New content's good. There's plenty of content. If you're catching up, there's certainly a lot to do. Like, all the renowns, all the side quests. I mean, hell, you ask me to do renowns and side quests in, like, WoW or Diablo, I'm gonna do it in WoW. Just because...
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. The renown grind in Diablo 4 has felt more extrinsic, significantly so, than WoW. Whereas WoW has felt like it just had lots of nice little quests, nice little stories, nice little bits of content. So I would say, obviously it also depends on how you wish to play. If it's just like collecting things, doing things in the world, I'd say there's absolutely tons. There's like going back, there's content you'll have missed, like Nightmare. The secrets mount, after doing like a little ARG thing, you have a maze to do, but the maze is dynamic. You'll basically have to get a pen and paper and start like charting your way through it. It's really cool. There's like deaths of Chromie. There's like just lots of cool little things like that. You can go and do a lot of the Legion content. Get your like your class hall stories, get your class mounts, get your artifact weapons and their appearances. Like content wise, there's a lot. I think Blizzard doesn't do a good job of like making people feel like, oh yeah, I can just go do that Legion thing and it will be fun. Because it will be.
Yeah.
And they haven't done it. But for some reason, people, it's just, you have that mental feeling of like, oh, Souls, don't care.
It's because the whole game has been that way. Like, the whole game's
funny
been
thing,
that
you
way.
look at FF14 and people are like, no. Heaven's Ward, good expansion. Play through the MSQ, good story.
Well, it's literally all the delineation of main versus side content. That's all it is in terms of like the framing of it.
So, I mean, I will say, yes, I think Dragonflight is better than Battle for Azeroth. I think Dragonflight is better than Shadowlands. And while not as exciting as Legion, and while it doesn't have features that have as strong of a player fantasy as Legion, I do think that its fundamental design stuff is better than Legion.
For sure. For sure.
Oh, you just got a for sure about that.
It's just less cool.
It's less cool, but it's way better.
That's the difference. But that's the thing where sometimes better doesn't matter if it's cool to people.
Yeah.
It's like, I am actually the perfect example of this, where I will always try to talk in things of, okay, well, is this good? Is this like literally good? I always try to think of like what good is, because for some reason I'm obsessed with the quality of things like video games. But the amount of times I play something that is utter dog, and I have throughout my entire life, I've played some dog shit, but I've loved every second of it because it's cool, or because it knows it's kind of bad and goes, yeah, we're kind of bad, but here's a reason to play anyway.
Harvest
I'm like, hell yeah, Harvestell is interesting because that kind of core game was a wee bit ass, but ultimately it was really cool and really good in certain ways. I think Dragonflight kind of has the opposite problem of like, right, you've got all of the mechanical things right, but where's your pizzazz? Where's the soul that I can feel? And that's the only part that's kind of missing at the minute. Which is, they can get there. It's just a matter of, do they know how to get there? Like, do they have the credentials, the key card to get through the gate into the place that's cool? Or are they just stuck being really high quality and like, just, they've got a beautiful car, but they don't have any wheels. It's like, can they find the wheel somewhere? Can they figure that out and actually go somewhere? Is the big question for a lot of, because that's the thing that's interesting to me, where you say, is it worth playing now? Is it worth coming back? And if someone's saying, is it worth coming back, especially if you've quit in Cata around that time, that feels like, I can't really say yes, because I have to assume you're a player of World of Warcraft from a different era, where I'm assuming you'll look at M+ and start crying because it's overwhelming. not to be disparaging, but in the idea of it's just so different, and the quality of rating so different, and the culture of the game so different. There's like, I wouldn't even like it might not even feel like coming back to someone who's played that long ago. It might be picking up a new game entirely, and it's a pretty good game, all things considered. It's just it's up against a very, very challenging like set of opposition in terms of things you can do with your time, and it's good. But if like it doesn't matter how good something is if it doesn't make you feel like you're spending your time properly. And that's where something being cool, be like, oh yeah, I'm really excited to dig into this. I'm really happy to do it. But something being good but not exciting, kind of going, this isn't bad. I could be worse. It's like, is that enough for people? Many people, maybe. I guess that's it. Where I would struggle to recommend it, but not really because it's the game's fault. It's just because it is what it is in a sense. It's good.
It's like
it's
weird.
good.
Yeah, it's weird. But
Definitely worth trying. Like,
yeah.
But it's not like throw yourself in, lose yourself to it. You might, but
hey, yeah. Like, look, they just need one good concept for the next expansion, and they need to actually just deliver in that in game, and then I think stuff will be back. It doesn't have to be as cool as Wrath or as cool as Legion. But something with that energy, I suppose.
Yep, indeed.